What is going on, everybody? Welcome to Off the Top Rope, Off the Mic Sports Network. Karrion Kross, or I guess we can't call him Karrion Kross, although Ariel Helwani did on this interview that has been gotten a lot of publicity. Ariel Helwani does actually a really good job at interviewing high level talent, whether it be UFC people or former WWE people, current WWE people. He did a really good job with Bill Goldberg recently. So I think it's Kevin Kezar. I don't know how you pronounce his name, but Killer Kross. I guess we could call him Killer Kross. That's the name that he's been known by for most of his career. He went on Ariel Helwani's show, and this was a very wide ranging and very interesting conversation that Ariel Helwani had with Karrion Kross, and it leaves me with more questions than answers about this whole situation. Because I told you guys Sunday when this whole thing happened and he released the documentary about his final days and his contract expiring on Sunday, I was under the impression that this was a work. I still kind of have a little bit of belief in my mind that this is a work, but it's starting to become less and less believable. And this is more reality than anything, because some of the things that were talked about in this interview were kind of eye-opening. He was talking about, WWE approached him with a contract offer the day before his contract expired, said they would rescind it. Karrion had questions about, or, Killer Kross had questions. Kevin, I guess we could call him, had questions in regards to the valuation and, the money and the number and, the figure of the contract that they came to. They didn't give him an answer and they immediately rescinded it. That was eye-opening to me, because I was like, really? You guys waited until the last minute to offer this guy a contract who got himself over and, did things. Speaking of which, what he got himself over on, apparently that was a work that was kept tight. Apparently Triple H was not happy about it. Apparently another thing that Killer Kross talked about in this interview was there was a middleman between him and Triple H. The communication shut down, which was not a good look either. He also said he had a gut feeling that SummerSlam was going to be his last match, and he thought, hey, maybe we should just kill Karrion Kross. It just didn't happen. And then one of the biggest things that, jumped out to me and was really eye-opening, I know she doesn't wrestle, but Scarlett is a big piece of the Karrion Killer Kross act. She's beautiful. She's got a very unique aura and mystique about her. She can wrestle and she's great. But there's a lot of mystery and mystique around her. And you guys remember how the first Karrion Kross experiment failed in 2021. He gets called up as the NXT champion in a gladiator helmet. No Scarlett, no unique entrance. Goes out there and loses to Jeff Hardy in 90 seconds. He was released not soon after. Not too soon after. And that frustrated the hell out of me. The way this situation has been handled is pretty damn frustrating too, because I don't know what it is with WWE and TKO and how they handle contract evaluations. Like, these things have come to like the brink in a lot of respects. They've let a lot of these things run out to the last minute. And Karrion Kross, Killer Kross, took this to the hey, he got himself over. He wanted to try. He's also said he wants to try and stay in WWE. So some people, because his Karrion Kross name got used in this, maybe they think it's a whole thing. But the point I was getting to is Scarlett is a big part of his act. The report, this isn't a report. This is literally came from Karrion Kross's mouth. Is he was the only one who was offered a contract. Scarlett was not. And they were going to wait for Karrion to agree, or, Kevin to agree to the deal. And then, Scarlett would have ultimately, potentially be renegotiated, or who knows? Maybe they wouldn't have brought her back, which would have been stupid in my opinion, because I think she's a big part of what Karrion Killer Kross does. Like, it's a big part of what got them over. And, it's bizarre. So Karrion Kross, Killer Kross, said no, stood up for his wife. And, that's what led to, the impasse that they're in right now. They said, hey, they've been contacted by multiple companies. They're looking to potentially, stay with WWE. The guy's a free agent. Off the top, Ariel Helwani asked him, hey, are you working us? And he was like, no, I am not in character. I am answering this as a real human being. And listen, we talk about blurring the lines between, reality and professional wrestling. This is honestly probably one of the worst examples that I can think of. If this is in fact a work, WWE does not look very good here. Because some of the things that Kevin basically said in this interview are eye-opening. It exposes the contract negotiation process and how flawed that is from TKO. It exposes, some of the creative nature of, he's trying to create a character and create a moment for fans in a work, and the boss is mad at him. One of the guys who was his biggest advocate. Is that the reason why they kind of turned and were sour on him? Because he went against him and didn't have, agreement to it? A lot of things that were revealed in this interview have me believing less and less that this is a work. I still think that there is a small possibility that there is, but I have way more questions than answers about, I thought I was going to have more answers about this than questions. And just what is TKO doing here? Like, you got a star who got over, is popular with the fans. People wanted to see him. You see the reactions. He's being told, he said in his documentary, he was told by management not to interact with the fans. Why? I don't know. The whole thing, like, hey, why aren't you bringing back a cornerstone piece of his act who's also his wife? Why are you giving him a contract extension offer or renewal 24 hours before his deal expires and giving him 24 hours to accept it or not without actually having a negotiation and wondering why this just does not sound like good business. This does not sound like good business at all. And for Karrion Kross to stay loyal and potentially still want to work for these people, good for him, man. Good for him. I also do think part of it is like, okay, really his option. He said he's been offered by a lot of companies. TNA is effectively in partnership with WWE. He's not going to AEW. I don't care what any of you say. He ain't going to AEW unless they fire Don Callis. He is not going to AEW. Unless Don Callis gets fired like tomorrow, he's not going there. They have signed NDAs. That's the whole reason they left TNA and went to WWE, is because Don Callis did some really bad shit to his wife. They're not going there. Because Karrion Kross, or if he's Killer Kross there, he'll kill somebody. He may go kill Don Callis. Probably not, but, it would not be a pleasant situation. It would not be a pleasant working environment. There's just so many questions. What the TKO process of this, the Karrion Kross part of this, why this didn't work. All of a sudden it does work. You don't want to keep him. It's a bizarre situation that has gotten even more strange. I have no idea where this is going to go. He could very well come back and you people will probably say that it's a work. I don't know anymore. I'm willing to take it on the chin that I jumped the gun here, because a lot of stuff that was revealed in this interview just really is not stuff that you would normally see if something was a work. And if it is a work, I don't know whose idea it was. It's not a great idea because it exposes a lot of things within WWE and the flaws within TKO and how they're handling a lot of their business in terms of their talent. That's a really big red flag for me. So that's my thoughts. That's one of the big stories today. We have a lot of wrestling content, sports content coming here towards the end of the month. We'll probably have some NFL previews and stuff. Maybe do some college football stuff moving forward. But thanks, everybody, for watching. I'll see you guys soon. Bye-bye.